Hello and welcome everyone to Arch City Comics. I am your most humble of hosts, Adam AF. Back again with a slight update to the Tom King jerked off Batman video that I did. I found this article today. This comes from Screen Rant by Andrew Dice with a Y for some reason. Why, I ask. He says Tom King's Batman hasn't been canceled by DC yet. So he seems to think that there's a little bit of hope left for Tom King's Batman run, and I'm gonna tell you why not. So he says here, fans of Batman have been treated to one milestone moment after another. One milestone moment after another since writer Tom King took over in DC's Rebirth. That's not true at all. Other than being a incorrect sentence because of this little S right here. No, there's been absolutely zero milestones reached or seen or achieved or anything. None of it. The milestone of crap, maybe. Anyway, but rumors now suggest his years-long plan to, quote, change Batman for a generation has been cut short. So has DC gotten cold feet? Or will King's story be told, just not as expected? Either way, Batman fans shouldn't believe everything they read yet. Yeah, you shouldn't believe everything you read yet. That's true, because no official statement has been made. But this book has been in the toilet. And not the entire time. I'll continue reading here. I'll circle back in a second. For casual DC fans, these rumors will seem stranger or harder to believe than usual. Under Tom King's writing, the Batman series has been a top sales performer for 50-plus issues. That's partially true, including several chart-topping events, giving King's warning that the culmination of his 100-issue plan for Batman would take the hero in a direction never before explored. Controversy was guaranteed. Well, yeah, because what are you going to do? You're going to end up ruining the character in some way or form. But now reports claim DC will be ending his run early, short of whatever finale he had planned. So first of all here, chart top sales is completely blown out of proportion. Yes, it has been in the top 10 but it's Batman. Not to mention they're also shipping twice a month now. As I pull up the Comic-Con April 2019 numbers here, so obviously this month isn't over, it's not done, so those numbers aren't posted. So we'll go back a month and we'll look at that. So you got Batman, of course, here, double shipping, 69 and 68. You've got 69 coming in with a little over, not quite 69,000, and then 68 was about 1,000 issues below that. And now these numbers are estimated units shipped. These are not actual purchased comic books. These are what they estimate got shipped out each month. So it's in 5th and 6th place. Now, they started doing this whole double shipping thing really hard in the Rebirth, which it bumps the sales numbers up. You double ship these titles that are going to sell anyway, that are major characters, Batman, Superman, Flash, and it seems like they're doing better than what they are, because now this month he's got a combined total of, more like 190,000 units, which is still, that's just ridiculous. That's just shipped. War of the Realms is actually in first with 187 issues shipped, and again, that's a big. They're really pushing that. You've got variants coming out the ass with that book. There's so many titles. It's just taking up shelf space. It's ridiculous. But what I want to do is I want to backtrack, take 5 years off the clock. We'll go back to April of 2014. Now, this is when Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo were on Batman, and this was right in the middle of their 0-year little self-contained kind of event. So issue 30, that shipped 108, almost 109,000. And that's still kind of on the low end. I mean, that's good. You see Amazing Spider-Man up there at the top took the lead. They pushed 500,000 units of that book. You can find those in any penny bin in almost any shop. All those issues are worthless. But let's take another 5 years off, and we'll go back to April of 2009. Now, this was right after Final Crisis, so there actually was no Batman monthly title shipped. You had Detective Comics, which for the first time, I think ever, hit top 10 mark, and it came in at number 1, 104, just over 104 units shipped. And now this was right after Batman died. This issue was written by Neil Gaiman, and I believe the art was done by Andy or Adam Kubert. I can't remember offhand. I'm terrible. But even that shipped 104. So to go back to Tom King's Batman numbers, 87 and 88, that's terrible. And that, like I said, that's just shipped. You can go into any comic shop and see these books are just taking up space on the shelves. They're 6 inches deep. They're literally, the last time I was in the shop, these books are falling off the shelf because they have so many of them. They've got long boxes in the back where you fill a bag for $5, as many as you can fit in the bag. And it's just all Batman first and second printings, because they've even made second printings out of some of these books for some ungodly reason. I don't understand it. So to say that it's a top selling book, yeah, but it's really not selling very well. Really hardly at all. So anyway, back to my original article, the Screen Rant article. So he says, there is some evidence to suspect things aren't as heated or scandalous as some may claim. For starters, Tom King being removed, being is capitalized there for some reason. These people really need to find editors to do these articles. Like, my God, pay attention to what you're doing. Have one other person proofread it before you publish the damn thing. Gee, many Christmas. Anyway, Tom King being removed from Batman is a headline that, while accurate, is hardly the full story. That part is true. Once the rumor was verified by Bleeding Cool and corroborated by CBR, King, choosing only to address messages of support via Twitter, did little to calm, sorry, that one was my fault, fans' fears. But the most intriguing twist came when King's Heroes in Crisis and Mr. Miracle artist and friend Mitch Gerads took to Twitter, informing fans that, quote, I know things about a thing, and it all means even better things, with an accompanying image of a grinning Batman. So this terrible news or something else? I still think it's terrible news. He goes on here to suggest that that maybe the last issues is going to be some kind of miniseries that they're going to detach from the main Batman title. I can kind of see that happening. More so DC in the future can write it off as a what if or a alternate timeline, which I almost guarantee that was King's plan for the whole thing anyway, was to just say, oh, it was all a dream. Gotcha. Terrible writing. They did add a quote here from Mr. King himself. He says, I've been talking to not just DC, but Warner Brothers and AT&T. What we're going to do for the last 15 issues is something no one's ever seen for the character. It's something that's going to change the character for a generation or maybe more, maybe forever. I never thought we'd get this kind of stuff approved. When you're working with a corporate character, you think you're going to have to reset. But this is a change that's going to shake the world of Batman, and it's going to leave my mark on the character. Oh my God. Why, dude? Why do you have to leave your mark on the character? Just put the toys back the way you found them. They're not your toys. They're not your toys to break, to disfigure, to put back together into some gross SJW amalgamation that is just pure trash. Leave them alone. Just leave it be. Honestly, even if you had Batman marry Catwoman at the end, that would not be that big a deal. I mean, I actually, at one point, was really hoping for that. I'd like to see Batman finally achieve some sort of happiness and settle down, pass the mantle on. Maybe it's time. Maybe it's time we put Bruce Wayne to bed and usher in a new era. But you got to do it with respect. You can't disfigure these characters and think you left your mark. No, you need to put things back in a relative manner. The whole focus when you're writing Superman, Batman, Green Lantern, Flash, any of the Marvel characters, any of these big name characters, is you have a legacy to uphold. You didn't create them. You don't have the right to destroy them. I'm very interested actually to see what Scott Snyder and Capullo bring to the table with their Last Night story. That one actually kind of interests me a little bit. I like to see how they wrap it all up in their futuristic tale. Unpopular opinion, I really liked the Scott Snyder run in the New 52. I thought it was a lot of fun. One other thing that I found before I let you guys go here is that apparently One Piece is making moves to overthrow Batman. It says new One Piece sales milestone should make Batman nervous. And just to make this quick here, One Piece now has 44 million sales to its name. It's the highest selling manga by far. It is also the top selling comic periodical, I think she means to say, by a single author, and One Piece is looking to nab the pedestal Batman has held for years. The iconic DC Comics series has sold over 460 million units since its 1939 debut, thanks to countless writers, whereas One Piece, as they say, has been one single author. And only since 1997, okay? 44 million sales since 1997, whereas Batman has had 46 million since 1939, because they just keep dropping every day because of trash like Tom King. Just get rid of him. You need to find somebody who actually takes care of these characters to give them this kind of mantle. You can't just put somebody who's had... Tom King, when he picked up Batman, had... Literally, he sat down and he said, I wanted to do a 100-issue run. Tom King, I don't think at that point had 100 issues total published combined, and decided he was going to take on a 100-issue run like he's Grant fucking Morrison. Sit down. Jeez, sit down. You have no business even in comic books, much less behind a character like Batman or Superman or, honestly, any kind of icon. Jeez, fuck you, dude. Anyway, sorry, I got a little heated there. Little heated, sorry. Anywho, I actually got off track. That's really all I had today. Thank you guys for joining us. If you haven't already, hit subscribe. Ring that bell for notifications. Check out the Indiegogo spotlights that I've got. There is a nice playlist. You can check out a whole bunch of indie books that are live on Indiegogo. They're great. Take a look at them. Join us for the Weekend Woke Up every Saturday at 10 a.m. Eastern. Again, I am Adam AF. Follow me on Twitter, and I will see you all next time.